a guest today, but I'm sure there's enough in my pantry to make a great meal for all of us to enjoy. Have a seat. So first, what we're going to do is start with our fried rice, vegetable fried rice. We're going to start off with some white rice. Everyone thinks you're supposed to have a day-old rice. That's not the case. You can use fresh steamed rice. Some green onions, some peas and carrots, frozen. Some seasonings. I like to use adobo, garlic powder, onion powder, and yeah, that's it. And then always a bit of sesame oil. You only need a little bit of sesame oil to make a difference. So I have my sesame oil there and a little bit of butter. Vegetable oil, because this thing is hot. It's well seasoned, like it should be. I've had it for 10 years. And of course, we're going to scramble some eggs in it. I like scrambled eggs in my fried rice because I'm a New Yorker, and that's how we used to have it years ago. But anyway, you don't have to add it. I like it in there. Okay, so we're going to get started. The wok is hot. Always make sure your wok is very hot. Bamboo. You got to use bamboo in all your pots and pans. You want to take care of them. This is the best way to do it, not to scratch it up. And it's it's great with water. So it's nice and hot. I want it smoking a little. And then we're going to put in some regular vegetable oil because first we're going to scramble the eggs. Okay, so this is getting hot. It's very hot, as a matter of fact. And we're going to put the eggs in one by one. Make sure you don't get any shells in there. And we're only going to put 5 tonight. And then we're going to sprinkle in some green onion because that gives the eggs a little extra flavor. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. And we're going to sprinkle a little Worcestershire sauce black pepper. This is my favorite. This is the only black pepper I use. With the wok, what's great about the wok is it has its own flavor. So every time you use it, it just ages and gets more and more flavor each time. So we're going to let these cook. And the eggs are grabbing the really delicious flavor from the green onions and giving it an extra element of flavor. So when it's mixed in with the rice, it won't taste like a bland flavor. It'll already have its own flavor. Let me grab a plate. All right. Let's take the eggs off and put them to the side. And then now we'll need more oil, of course. So we're going to put that in. And as you can see, the wok is nice and hot. That's the way you want it. We're going to put our green onions in. We're going to put our vegetables in. That's so good. and give that a nice little quick stir. Just put a teeny bit of seasonings. Remember, that's the adobo, the onion powder, and the garlic powder. Okay, and so we've got that at a nice little saute. We're going to move our eggs over. Put the vegetables on there with it. Because we want to stir the rice up. We want the rice to be well coated with our delicious sesame oil, and the vegetables don't need to. They'll touch the sesame oil later. So right now, we're going to add the rest of our oil. And I think I only used a half a cup between the eggs and the veggies. Now we're going to put the rice in. And just stir that around. Okay, then we're going to put some of our seasoning. I don't use salt, I only use adobo. I use salt for seasoning my pasta, and the salt I do use is the pink Himalayan salt. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, and right now I'm going to put more of the green onion. There's our sesame oil. That's the piece de resistance. That's what gives it its delicious Asian flavor. A little bit of butter, just like at the hibachi house, they put the butter in. You stir that until the butter melts. It smells really good. Okay, now we're going to put just a little, I like fried rice. It doesn't have to be brown for me, but sometimes I put the soy sauce in it because my husband loves soy sauce. He's not allowed to put any extra on after the meal is done. So, okay, we have a nice little color to it. Now we're going to add in our goodies. And we can put everything in at the same time. This is good stuff. It smells heavenly in here. Look how quick that was. All of 10 minutes and you have fried rice, and it's healthy, and it's not loaded with chemicals from a frozen manufacturer. Done. That looks good. Okay. So we're going to plate this up. Let me get some more tea. Hi, we're back. I've topped off my tea. Now we're about to make some double crispy shrimp. It's a simple recipe. All I'm using are some wild caught shrimp, of course. Some Korean pancake mix, which I don't use it for pancakes. I use this to bread my seafood. You can get it at any Asian grocery store, especially the larger ones. They have these type of things. It is made with flour, so it's not gluten-free. So I have my shrimp, I have my Korean pancake batter, and I have my cashew milk. I dip my shrimp and some meats in cashew milk to give it an extra crisp so that I can double dip into whatever flour or coating I'm using. Now, this is my little secret to all my recipes. I love adobo. Whenever I go to New York, I stock up. I'm going to sprinkle a little on the shrimp. I'm not going to do much because the sauce is going to pack a punch. It's going to be delicious. So I'm going to take a little bit, season it just to give it a teeny bit of flavor inside the breading. And then I'm going to put a little inside the cashew milk. I'm going to stir that up a little. Cashew milk is a great coating mechanism because it's nice and thick, and it's non-dairy. So if you have anyone with dairy allergies, you can always substitute with cashew or almond milk. I love both. So we're going to toss these shrimp Toss, toss, toss. And then we're going to just drop them into the cashew milk. Let them get nice and marinated in there. And then we're going to do a double crisp on these. So let me grab a plate. And we're going to dip them in the Korean pancake flour. And we're going to do it. We're going to put them around. We're going to put them on the plate. This can be a little messy, but the taste and the flavors will pay off, believe me. And it's worth the time. So we're going to put each one on the plate individually. Don't worry about it if some of the coating isn't there. We're going to double dip. In this case, you can double dip. If some flour gets in the bowl with the shrimp, it's okay. It just makes that topping, the milk, a little thicker, and there's nothing wrong with that. In the meantime, I have my oil ready to fry. It's getting nice and hot because you always want your oil nice and hot when you're frying, because you don't want it to burn, but you want it to cook fast, especially when it's seafood. Now we're going to do that extra layer of crispy goodness. We're going to add that to the shrimp. So we're going to start with the milk. We're going to pick up our shrimp, dip it in the milk, and then we're going to put it in the flour again. And just make room on your plate or use another plate. That's what I should have done. I should have had another plate out. And we're going to dip again, flour again, and keep it rolling until we've got a nice layer, double layer of crunch on our shrimp. Okay, so we're going to keep going until we have our shrimp all coated. We have our shrimp coated. Double coated crispy goodness. That's what we're about to have. Okay, I've warmed up the oil. It should be nice and hot. You can test it. You can see if, just in case, you don't want to mess up your food, drop in a chunk of little flour and see if it starts to fry and float. If it does, your oil is ready to go. So we're going to put in a few. Look at that. Now my oil is slightly darker than fresh oil because I don't like to use fresh oil. I like my oil to be seasoned also, like my guac. So what I do is, just like a baker does their sourdough, they always add a little bit of the old dough. I add a little bit of the old oil to add more flavor. I know, but it works. Okay, so we're going to make that, we're going to let these fry. Just at a nice heat. We're going to let these fry. And let me grab a plate. And those look like they're going to be done quickly. Now with seafood, you don't have to cook them long. So we have our plate ready and our paper towel ready for draining. So we're going to let these fry, and then we'll be back to make a sauce that I made up with my sister. She purchased this one day from Trader Joe's, and I thought, let's make a sauce for chicken. Okay, our shrimp are done. They're extra crispy. They have a very light flavor because we're about to make a delicious soy, sesame, ginger sauce to go on top. Stay tuned. Back. I know you guys are here for the shrimp to find out how to make this delicious sauce that just tops it all off. Well, we're going to make it now. We're going to use this dressing. Like I said, this is a dressing, but it is absolutely fabulous on chicken and shrimp and seafood, that is. So we're going to make a sesame soy honey ginger sauce to go on top of the shrimp, and it's going to be delicious. So we're going to start out. We have our little wok here, and it's on high. We're going to turn it down a little because we're going to start it out with the soy dressing. It's a vinaigrette. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to put that in. Oh, it smells so good already. We're going to add in our roasted habanero pineapple habanero sauce from Costco, and it is so delicious. It's optional, but you see this? Try to get it. It is absolutely delicious. I'm going to put in maybe a quarter of a cup of that. I know I don't have any measurements. I don't cook by measurements, sorry, but I can try to give you enough of the recipe so that you can make it on your own. And I hope the video helps. Okay, now we're going to stir that. When I tell you it smells delicious, it smells absolutely delicious. Okay, we have some minced garlic. We're going to put that in. Stir that up. We have some fig preserve. This is from Aldi. It's delicious. It's fresh. It's not too sweet. It's perfect for pastries. I love it. I put probably a tablespoon and a half in here. This is for sweetness and for an extra level of deliciousness. So we're going to stir all of this around, get this nice and melded and married together. We're going to toss in, of course, some scallion. Those are those levels, those delicious levels. We're going to put in some honey, some more sweet deliciousness. Doesn't that look beautiful? Honey is just the perfect addition to any meal, especially when you're making a seafood or a poultry. Then I'm going to add in some fish sauce, some oyster sauce. That's just that other depth of flavor we're adding in there. We're going to add in some more sesame seeds. Can't have enough of those. We're going to let's save the rest for the topping. And then, for those of us who like spice, yes, I'm going to add some cayenne pepper. About a tablespoon. Now we're going to let this simmer. Oh, pepper flakes. Gotta have pepper flakes. Whenever you need to add spice and you don't have cayenne pepper, go for the pepper flakes. They always add an extra level of spiciness. I think I'm only going to put maybe a teaspoon and a half. That'll do it. I think we have enough spice in there, so it's really just for aesthetics. Let me turn this down. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what? That is beautiful. We're just going to put just a smidge, maybe a less than half a teaspoon of the balsamic vinegar. I love Cola Vita. And we're going to put a dash, just a dash, of the pink Himalayan sea salt. Because we put hardly any salt on the seafood. Usually when you make a sauce that has different seasonings and they may have salt in it, there's no need to put seasoning or salt, that is, on your seafood or the item that you're cooking. Let's just put a smidge of grapeseed oil. And we have some organic ginger. We're going to add the ginger also as that extra level, just that extra level that we're going for here. Oh, and it smells so delicious. That really, oh my gosh, it smells really good. So now what we're going to do, we're going to toss the shrimp inside the sauce. You can take them one by one, or you can just dump them in. I'm going to take a few at a time. Coat the shrimp. Make sure your heat is up high. You don't want your shrimp to get soggy. You can, after you coat the shrimp, put them in the oven and crisp them up even more. But it's dinner time. You've come for dinner. So we're going to plate it and serve it now. Welcome back. Now we're going to plate this delicious meal of ours. By the way, I'm glad you came by. So let's start. What I'd like to do is, when I'm serving my fried rice, it's for aesthetic reasons only, I put it in a nice little bowl, and I put a plate on top to hold the steam in so that I can make a nice mold for my rice. I'll take the rice, the plate, put it to the side. Here's my rice. I'll take the plate, and it's just for, like I said, I love to be fancy, and this is me being fancy with my food. Here we go. There's our fried rice. That's usually how I serve my husband his fried rice when I make it. Okay, and like you see, the shrimp looks absolutely delicious. Doesn't that look like it came from a Chinese restaurant? I think it tastes better too. All right, so now we're going to put our shrimp on the plate. It's delicious. There's our shrimp. Now, of course, this doesn't have to be for one person. This can serve 2 people. So let's try to see if I can get some of the sauce here. It's very rich, and it's really nice and sweet. Has a nice balance. And we're going to put some sesame seeds on top, just for decoration, but it'll impress your family and friends. And of course, green onion. Okay, and there's our finished dinner. Our delicious meal. Our crispy sesame soy ginger shrimp with vegetable fried rice. I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by. I know it was last minute, but I appreciate it. And please come back in the future, because I'm thinking about doing these videos because I love to cook. See my bean from Tiffany's? My husband knows I love to cook. Come by and check out the recipes I have in the future, but I'd like to ask your help also. I don't have a name for my channel, so if you could send me some comments, send me some ideas for the name of what I should name my channel, and also send me some recipe ideas so that I can make something different in the future. I have a plenty of recipes to show you, but it wouldn't hurt getting some from you guys. Thank you so much for coming, and I appreciate it. Have a good evening. Thanks for stopping by.